All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're cracking open the case file on a really cool educational program that gamifies learning by turning kids into super detectives. And their mission? Well, it's to master one of the most fundamental skills we have, observation. So let's start the briefing.
What's great about the source material here is that it frames the whole lesson like a secret agent briefing, which is exactly what we're going to do. So think of this as your training manual. We're about to declassify the methods used to train the next generation of super spies of perception.
Every good mission starts with the basics, right? So, first things first, we need to break down the core skill every detective, young or old, absolutely has to master. What exactly is observation anyway?
What's so smart about this program's approach is just how simple it is. There's no complex jargon, no big, confusing words. It starts with a core truth. Observation is really just using the tools you were born with, your senses, to gather information. It's all about teaching kids to pay attention to the world around them in a much more focused, deliberate way.
And this quote, this is the secret sauce right here. This is the whole strategy in a nutshell. It takes a kind of formal concept, observation, and wraps it up in this super exciting story. All of a sudden, you're not just learning. No, you're a super spy on a mission to learn. It's just a brilliant way to get a young mind hooked.
But here's the thing, it's not all just fun and games. The lesson very cleverly layers in a little bit of real science. It connects this whole super spy thing to the actual term perception from cognitive psychology, which, is basically just the fancy term for how our brain interprets all the signals our senses are sending it. It's a really subtle, smart way to add some real depth to the lesson. Okay, so once our young detectives understand what observation is, it's time for boot camp. This next phase of the mission is all about training those super senses to actually go out and gather clues from the world. And this is the hands-on part. This is where the training takes these abstract ideas and makes them super concrete and relatable. So it's not just about telling a kid, use your eyes. It's about giving them a specific mission. Actively watch a bee on a flower. It's not just listen, it's listen intently to the birds. Each step is a clear, simple action that hones a specific sense. And I love this. The program doesn't just talk at the kids. It's constantly pulling them in and engaging them. By asking a direct question like this, it gets them to use the skill right away. It shifts them from being a passive student to an active detective. So what about you? What's one little clue your environment has given you today? So we've defined the skill and we've trained the senses. But what's the point of it all? What's the ultimate goal? Well, that brings us to the final and honestly the most important part of the mission. Because you see, gathering clues is one thing, but what you do with them, that's everything. And here it is, the big reveal. The true purpose of this whole super detective program isn't just to get kids to be better at playing I Spy. It's about teaching them how to think about what they notice. Observation is just the key that unlocks the door to critical thinking. These 3 points, they're pulled directly from the introduction of the source material, and they just perfectly lay out the whole philosophy. It's a progression, right? You start by noticing the little clues. That leads you to understand the world a little bit better. And ultimately, that process helps you become what they call a super smart thinker. It's a really beautiful, logical path from a simple action to a really powerful skill. When you boil it all down, this program teaches a pretty powerful lesson. Becoming a better thinker isn't some huge abstract thing you have to do. It starts with the small stuff, the little clues that are right in front of all of us all the time. So this final question isn't really for the kids in the program. It's for you. What small detail will you notice today that might just change how you see the world?